Everything matters. People don't understand how crucial details are, how vital everything matters in whatever it is that you're doing, especially in this job market, in this economy where so many people are fighting for the same job that you're going after. My mentality is that everything matters. I am pretty much borderline OCD. Like you'll see me when I'm on the streams and something just is off by like 1 pixel, something is overlapping. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I need to fix it. This is not right. I don't like it. And I get all flustered and bothered until I get it right. So attention to detail is so important, and we're going to get into that today. But do me a big favor before we go any further. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live and drop new content, and go over to techcoachralph.dev, sign up over there so that you can get exclusive information, access to the sprint reviews, access to our whole scrum night, one-on-one coaching, all that good stuff. That's techcoachralph.dev. All right, so let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we're engineer twin. In today's episode, I wanted to talk to you about why everything that you do matters. All the details matter. You have to be very meticulous. So the way this started off, right? One of the people that I'm coaching, they had to prepare an interview, like a kind of like an interview screening, like a video interview, and what was told to them in the message that they received is that, oh, it's not about the like, we're not focused on the quality of the video production as opposed to the content that you have, which I agree, like the content is number one. But my idea is that everything matters in what you're providing, because I was talking to another person, right? And what does it take? See me, I see things always in the lens of competition. And what does it take for you to be excluded? If you have the difference between first place and second place could be 0.00001, right? It, like, you can't even calculate how small of a percentage it could be between you getting chosen and somebody else getting chosen. So for me, I'm always looking at what is the highest quality that I can produce. It's not about, oh, they said this, they said that, because in this world, everyone is a competitor. We are all competing with each other. And if you are not where you want to be, then you need to make sure that you are providing the best quality ever. See, when I'm speaking to people, and when we're talking about tech, whatever, like even when we're talking about sports or jiu-jitsu, right? I remember, I think I might have reviewed it on this channel a while ago, but I remember one of these competitions that I lost came down to the final second. I lost the competition 5 points to 2 points, but with a few seconds to go, I was on the brink of getting 4 points to win 6-5. The reason that I bring up this example is because by making a mistake early on, it cost me at the end. And when we bring it back into the tech field, into the tech sector, or just careers in general, I remember somebody I was speaking to last year. They were like they were interviewing for different jobs and everything like that, and they interviewed for a job. They did really well. The people loved them and everything like that. However, they did not get chosen for the job. They were the second choice because the other person had a little bit more experience. Now, I don't know all the details between what happened in the interview and things like that, but lucky for them, because they were second choice, the person who came in first place, if we look at it from a competitive point of view, the person who came in first place, they ended up not being able to accept the job, and now this person was contacted, and now they've been working there for over a year. They are excelling. They are great. Now, the reason that I bring that story up is because when I say that everything matters, Presentation is everything. If you know the information, the content, great, perfect. Like you know your stuff. Now, how do you present it? So if we go back to this first example of with the video production, like the video presentation, the video interview, and the company is like, it's not it's not as much about the video quality as much as it's the quality of your content. My mind goes immediately to this, right? Let's say there are two people and let's say you have the same video with the same exact content, right? And let's say it's is the same voiceover and everything like that, and you're watching it blindfolded, well, and you play both of them back. You're like, well, this sounds exactly the same. Like there's not anything I can choose from to differentiate between the two. Now, let's say you take the blindfold off and you watch the quality of the video. So you already know, like, so you have to pick between the two. Now you watch the quality video, and one video, it's like, it's done in a just, took out my phone and I recorded it and everything like that, and here you go. Versus another person who, or maybe it's even the same person, right? Whatever. Like, this is just an example, but it's the same exact audio quality and it's the same exact content word for word. However, the video quality is like it's like in a portrait form, and it has, like, cutting at the right spot, doing a transition, showing that you put a little bit more thought and effort into the quality of your production. It's not saying that you have to go hire a whole news recording company or video production company, something like that. But I'm just saying, to me personally, I could be totally wrong with this, right? I'm open to that. But to me, the little details is what makes you stand out from one person to the other. So when I'm giving advice on, like, oh, your resume and your LinkedIn profile and your interviewing skills and your interviewing preparation and what to say and what not to say and things like that, that's because, though, like, to me, those details matter, right? If you put all things equal, what is the thing that's going to stand out? And what can you do that's just going to edge you out a little bit over your competition? I said it before. Everything and everyone is competition, especially if you're not where you want to be. And I'll put it like this: even if you do, let's say you excel and you get to where you want to be. Now you have many people who are coming after your spot. Many people are coming after your spot. So what do you do? And that's why I believe that you always have to be on your A game. You always have to be, all right, who's coming from my spot? So that's my mentality behind it. So whether it's like, all right, what do I put on my LinkedIn profile? What do I put for my job descriptions? What do I put on my resume? What is going to edge you out against that person who's right next to you? Who, like, let's say you're running in a race. You're running in a race, and you see, like, the hairline margins that someone can defeat you. If we look at the Olympics just passed, when you're looking at gymnastics, you see what a perfect routine this person could have made compared to another person. It's like they're just perfect. But on one of them, they had the slightest stumble, because I've seen this before where someone could interview great, but they say maybe one little thing that is off. It might rub one person the wrong way, and now you're totally out of it. You stumble across an answer, because when you're interviewing for a position, when you see a job being posted, that right there is competition. Because you have, like, and if you look on LinkedIn, you'll see hundreds of people applying for the same exact job. Now, why is somebody going to choose you over the hundred of people? What makes you stand out? And that's what I'm always trying to, when I say everything matters, you got to be very, very detailed oriented, especially if you're going into, like, tech for software engineering, quality assurance, DevOps, and things like that. Attention to detail is key, because one missed semicolon in code can destroy the whole application. One lackadaisical testing effort, you end up like the whole CrowdStrike debacle, being sued by Delta for millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. What gives? And now you are fighting. A lot of times you might have taken some boot camp or some Udemy course. Someone laughed at the other day because I said a boot camp or some online courses. That's like pre-K. It's barely preparing you to get into kindergarten. So much more work to do. But when we take this lackadaisical approach, oh, about how you feel about your resume or your profiles online or a job application, a lot of times we start planning for a job that, like, the first job we apply for, without even applying for it yet. It's like, oh, I could do this job. I'm like, what is it that you're presenting to the world? Is it that someone's going to pull up your resume or your LinkedIn profile or your application, and they're like, why is this person even applying here? Is this a am I being punked? Am I being punked? But so many people, they have these dreams and these ambitions, but they don't do what it takes to get to it. They don't do what it takes to get to it. You you have the potential, but do you have the attention to detail, the meticulousness, the effort to do it? Do you want to do it? Because guess what? Nobody owes you anything. Nobody is required to take a chance on you. Not what not at all. Not at all. So my question to you is, how willing are you to do what the next person isn't willing to do? If you have to record something for a job, are you going to use your computer versus your phone? How many times are you going to be doing the recordings? What about your LinkedIn profile? Are you going to put what makes you feel good, but something that's going to maybe turn people away? Are you going to put extra stuff that doesn't really matter? Or are you going to get straight to the point and you're going to highlight the things that the ones who are actually reviewing it? Are you going to put stuff that the judges care about and what they're going to be judging you on? Or are you going to put the stuff that makes you feel good? Maybe you have to do a project for a job, right? Maybe you have to write some code. Maybe you have to. It could be maybe you have to write some automation code for QA. Are you going to add a little bit extra in there? Maybe some reporting, maybe some error handling. Who knows, right? Who knows? To say, oh yeah, these are the things that make me stand out from all your other applicants. This is why this job belongs to me. See, when you actually get an interview, right? Because when you're just applying online and everything like that, nothing belongs to you. But once you get into that interview, it is your job to lose. And quite frankly, a lot of times we lose those jobs because we did not put enough effort in. I remember a job that I interviewed for, and I did the project, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put my best foot forward. And they were like, wow, this is like one of the best projects that we've ever seen, because I know what I can do, and I don't want to half step it. At the end of the day, I want to win. I want to, and it's not just win. I want to destroy my competition. And there's a couple of reasons for that, right? Because you see me, I can be very petty, and I'll remember all the companies that passed me up. And when I'm working knowing, like, this you could have had all this amazing effort and work and mindset, but you turned that down, and now I'm driving that into who decided to say, you know what, we want you on our team. And that's the same way you see when I'm creating content and stuff like that. I'm like, I am I want to have the best quality that I can. Of course, I can do things better, but in the short amount of time and with what I have available to me, I'm going to produce the best that I can. And when I see things are just off by a centimeter, a millimeter, I'm like, nope, I don't like it. We need to fix it. We need to make adjustments. And that's my thoughts on it. But my message to you, be very, very meticulous, pay very, very, very close attention to detail. Put yourself outside of it. If you, I've asked you guys this question before. Would you hire yourself? Would you hire yourself? Would you interview yourself? Would you look at your own resume? If you are in charge of hiring and you come across your own resume, you don't know who you are. You come in and, like, let's say there's no name on it, and you read it, right? You're reading it. You're like, next, or, oh yeah, I definitely want to talk to this person. This sounds really cool. See, you have to be attractive to the position that you want. You have to be attractive to the goals that you set. Because when you set these goals, it's going to take you doing something. And if you're just trying to half step it, if you're being lackadaisical about it, then you're not going to get anywhere. And that's going to serve you right. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Am I off on this? Do you think that you can get by just by putting half of effort? Do you think that if someone goes above and beyond what you do, even if it's the same content, but the quality that they provide is above and beyond, that it should still be yours? Because then what happens to them? See, me, I think all things considered, if there's nothing else to judge on based on the quality of the content of the information, let's say you have the same exact resume, right? But the presentation of the resume, the details in their accomplishments surpass yours, then I'm going to go with them. Same thing for interview. How well can you speak about yourself? Sell me on working with you. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. This has been another episode of Candid Conversations. You know me, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. Do me a big favor on your way out. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live and drop new content. And of course, like the video. That's a given. Like the video, share it with a friend. And if you need additional content like this, exclusive content where you can even interact with me one-on-one, you can get access to exclusive content. You can become a tech barbarian yourself, where we can work one-on-one together, where we can you can work on different projects, you can build experience. That's techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today for free. You get access to all of our smart reviews and all that good stuff. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of Candid Conversations. This is Tech Coach Ralph.